On July 6, 2024, I requested from the United States Secret Service, pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act, please provide records of projects involving paranormal phenomenon from 2009 to 2016. The United States Secret Service responded to me accidentally with a letter to a FOIA officer, meaning an officer at another agency. While reviewing the attached FOIA request, the U.S. Secret Service located documents that contain equities related to your agency. Therefore, we are forwarding documents to your agency for review and subsequent return to our agency. The requester, myself, has not been notified of this consultation. So I decided to inquire to the Central Intelligence Agency by a Freedom of Information Act request to see if they happened to receive any emails on July 10, 2024 from the Secret Service concerning consultations about a Freedom of Information Act request, including both classified and unclassified emails. So they responded as if all of that was about records about yourself. So they labeled it a Privacy Act request, and that's what that P stands for, even though none of that description, none of those described records say anything about the records being about myself. They're being rather assumptive, or they're jumping the gun. And I responded in a letter pointing out, once again, that the request did not state that the records about myself. This was the language about the request. Notice that it doesn't say anything about the records being about myself. Therefore, I decided to try some very similar requests, just to see what would happen. So I next requested from the CIA files and documents since January 1st, 2008, containing the phrase paranormal phenomenon, and a very similar request, email sent and received since January 1st, 2008, from all CIA email databases containing the phrase paranormal phenomenon. I also wanted similar email attachments, chats, secure messages, and texts that contain the words paranormal phenomenon. On August 2nd, 2024, the Central Intelligence Agency responded as if the records were about myself. So instead of conducting a search for the records, the Central Intelligence Agency responded, based on our knowledge of CIA's record systems, CIA does not maintain the type of records you have requested. Therefore, CIA has determined that it does not have any records responsive to your request. So I then appealed with an administrative appeal, stating that the Freedom of Information Act requires that a search be conducted, especially in this case, because the FOIA request was for records which contain a very common phrase, paranormal phenomenon. In such cases, the agency must not speculate what records might or might not exist. CIA personnel have no way to remember or know all of the records that the agency might or might not have. I also added that the CIA failed to conduct a search reasonably calculated to uncover all relevant documents. And the law says that the agency must demonstrate that it has conducted a search reasonably calculated to uncover all relevant documents. And here's my legal citation. Similarly, the Central Intelligence Agency failed to conduct a good faith search. And here is the legal citation that requires a good faith search.